Chapter 1 is called The Phone Call. I imagine most cancer journeys begin in a doctor's office or with a phone call. My phone call happened on a Wednesday afternoon in November, on an otherwise ordinary, forgettable day. Miss McAfee? Yes. Dr. Riley. Afraid I have some bad news. Oh? The biopsy of your right breast. Yes? As you know, your biopsy was sent to our lab in New York City, and the pathologist just got back to me, and I'm so sorry, but your right breast reveals an invasive, moderately differentiated ductal carcinoma. Well, thank God I was an English major in college and have such a big vocabulary, because I understood absolutely nothing from that sentence. Nothing save that one word, carcinoma. That I knew. Carcinoma was cancer. Dr. Riley was telling me I had breast cancer. And this reality was hard to absorb. Moments before, I'd been in my cocooned and happy world. I'm a writer, so I was up in my attic study pretending to work. Really, I was staring out the window at my neighbor's roof, watching two squirrels. Well, the squirrels strutted along the rain gutter and then stretched out on the asphalt shingles to sunbathe. They were at home on that roof. They did everything but pitch an umbrella and apply sunscreen. And that's when the phone rang. The phone rang, and I listened to what my surgeon had to say, and I forgot all about those squirrels. What follows that phone call is the book you hold in your hands. What follows is my particular journey with breast cancer. As you will see, I'm in the lucky group. My cancer was never big to begin with, and that is huge. I'm middle-aged, 54, and the kind of cancer I had was typical for my age group. Slow-growing, boring, pedestrian, the kind of cancer that ambles down the mall, content to window shop and not snatch up everything in sight. Still, I had some obstacles thrown my way, and I'd like to tell you about that. And I'd like to tell you about what helped me through. I had a small but powerful constellation of support in my family and friends. And I knew about the medical community because of my brother Paul, who's a spine surgeon in Baltimore, where I live. And he connected me with doctors that I have confidence in. I had a husband who provided a steady income, even while I was unable to provide an income myself. And I had perspective, because my life, up until the cancer, had had some hard things in it. And because of that perspective, I tried to tackle the disease with a positive attitude. I tried to remain upbeat. And buoyed up by the people around me, I was mostly able to do this. Cancer is no picnic. It's an adventure you'd rather not go on. Thank you very much. You'd rather stay home and see house reruns and munch on Snackwells because you're dieting even though you are eating cookies. But if you have to leave home, there are ways to travel that are easier. And I've shared with you in these pages what worked for me. What didn't work for me was this. I tend to want to succeed in things, and not just succeed in them. I want to be outstanding. Nah, outstanding's not even enough. I want to be perfect. If we were studying me, and I were a Shakespearean play, or a Greek tragedy, we would call this my fatal flaw. And this quest for perfection, as you can imagine, can get in the way of happiness. I've tried to be perfect pretty much my whole life, and so when I was faced with breast cancer, I had to try to be the perfect patient. Do not do this, have some fun, complain. I had breast cancer, so I get to make pronouncements like this, or I will, just this once. Just this once, I want to convey the smallest sliver of wisdom to those of you who have an illness or something so hard, so painful, you don't honestly know how you're going to move through it. Don't try to be perfect. Don't try to always be in control. And don't always go for the joke when your heart is breaking. It's okay to cry. I'm offering this advice to you, but you should know I'm still struggling with this. But I think that's not the way to go. I think the way to go is to bumble along and allow yourself the messiness of mistakes. What's wanted on this earth is not you pretending that everything is okay, pretending that you are someone else with someone else's emotions, someone else's dreams. What's wanted here is you. You too may have trouble being your genuine self. Maybe you had a lonely childhood like I did, steeped in the art of masquerade. When you keep pretending things are fine when they're not, you find over time that it's not okay to cry. And I remember for some reason, right around the time I was 8, there I was, freckle-faced, skinny, a precocious little thing, the girl sandwiched between an older and a younger brother. Was it because I was a girl and it was the early 1960s? But it seemed to fall to me, with my mom drinking upstairs, to be the domestic. To this day, I have toward cooking a sort of scorched earth policy. And so of an evening, if my brother Dave and I tired of my burnt scrambled eggs, I'd take him by the hand, and together we'd stumble down the rutted path along the highway through trash and smashed bottles, rubbing our eyes from the gritty exhaust of cars zooming past, and we'd stagger into Howard Johnson's, and we'd order 2 hamburgers, please, and 2 brownies a la mode. I instructed my brother to say a la mode, supposing we'd appear sophisticated, not knowing how scrawny and orphaned we looked, how anyone could tell from the awkward way we emptied our pockets and plunked our coins down on the counter that there was trouble back home. An alcoholic mother who loved us, except when she disappeared into a gin bottle, and an absentee physician father. Up until high school, until my mom got sober for good, I was the mother. I was the mother and the cook, which was unfortunate for all of us. Because I was only play acting, a child with a child-sized feet and a woman's high heels, I knew I would topple unless I maintained strict control. So I learned early on that control was the thing. Stay in control. Never be less than perfect. I honestly believe that if I were perfect, no matter of harm would come to us, to me or my brothers, and that if we were perfect, no one could resist us. And we'd have surrogate parents coming at our ears, people flinging wide open the doors of their hearts to us, because we were the little tramps who triumphed over adversity, who were so talented, so gifted, so plucky. Life turned out well for me overall. I have a fabulous husband and 2 fabulous girls who are both in college now. But I tell you this bit about my emotional deprivation because I know that while I'm 54 years old, that 8-year-old still lives inside me and still tries to be perfect in her high heels. So that's the end of part 1.